Welcome everyone on the Orange Couch today. It's my great pleasure to have Jane Reitmeyer. She is the Director of Care Quality for a company called Constance. Jane, such a pleasure. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks. It's nice to be here.
One of the things that we had mentioned the last time we spoke, Jane, was how this can be a good diagnostic tool for clinicians, whether it's because somebody may not be as honest with a family member about what they've done that day, or have they taken their meds, or did they eat the food. But this can be a good way to monitor what's happening within a care profile at a community, right?
Right. So because we're calling 5 days a week, we are getting a lot of information and data around the person's well-being that day. I think because we have a theory that because we're not family members, we're more neutral, and our members do disclose to us more information that they might have to a family member. There is a history of, for instance, in living life plan communities, so many folks are afraid to disclose when they've had a fall or they've forgotten things because they don't want to have to move to a higher level of care. So the same thing happens with families. You know, if grandmom keeps reporting that she's forgetting her medications, everyone's going to get nervous and start planning for her to go somewhere else. So because we don't have that, that is not our goal. Our goal is socialization, making that person happier than when before we called, we leave them happy. We are all the while collecting data, not in, a creepy way. We're just collecting like she felt ill today, forgot to take her meds. And then that information is aggregated, and we don't do any diagnostics because we're non-medical, social work, that level of care. But the folks looking at it, say a geriatrician who does rounds at a life plan community can certainly look at that and say, I see a pattern here. There's something missing. There's been multiple days of nausea. Now, when we do see those things, we know, and we have an escalation protocol. So we do know that, there's multiple days of reported illness that is different from a person's baseline. We do report that, reflect it to the family. If necessary, we reflect it back to the community, or if we're working with a health system, we report it back to their social worker so they know and can go up the chain of command, the medical chain of command. And it's just a way of triaging when you have a large group of members to know the sort of status and the emergency status of things. And, you need to address something right away or something can wait. So that happens on an individual level with a family member. You get a report on your phone and our app, and you think, oh, everything's fine. I can check in on mom later tonight. Or something's emergent and I need to call right away. And that is a sort of a microcosm version of the macro version, where we can, the facility can look at everybody in one area, like an overview.
If I'm a vice president of operations, if I'm an executive director, I'm loving what I'm hearing, but it isn't something that I would automatically throw money at. This is much more cost effective than I was originally thinking, given who is on the phone. So what do you compare your pricing to, Jane, to where this really is cost effective?
Right. We kind of model ourselves on a non-medical home care agency. Non-medical home care agencies, a lot of times families use them because they need the peace of mind of someone going and spending time with mom or dad, a little bit of socialization and companionship. There could be some light housekeeping and or more needs around personal care with bathing or dressing, that sort of thing. Those are quite expensive. Most of them they do a great job, but most of them have a minimum amount of time you have to come each day or week. Often it's a 4-hour window. Sometimes it's by the week, it's 12 hours. So that is very costly. Where Constance, we can do a lot of what they're doing in a short phone call. We can help do what we call personal assistance, because we don't like to use care coordination. We definitely come from a strength-based perspective where our members are vital, vibrant folks that we just want to help support and keep that way. So we can help send in the housekeeper or have groceries delivered or do a mail order medication management program. So it's much more cost. We're about a quarter of what they charge.